When we rise on the morning of August 5th, we do not simply greet another day. We rise with a divine urgency pulsing in our spirit, a knowing that something unseen has been working in the shadows, crafting assignments not from heaven, but from the dark corridors of evil. These assignments are not invitations to grow, but snares set to steal our peace, our purpose, and our praise. Yet we do not rise as victims, oh no. We rise as warriors cloaked in light. We rise with a voice that heaven hears and hell fears. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when silence is no longer an option, a moment when the whisper becomes a roar. And on August 5th, that roar becomes a prayer not of weakness, but of unwavering strength. This is the day we cancel every evil assignment set against our name. With every breath, we speak fire to falsehoods. With every word, we break chains crafted in secrecy. Because you see, the enemy works in stealth, sowing down in the dark, planting fear in the fertile fields of the mind. It does not knock with courtesy. It slithers in through bitterness, envy, gossip, addiction, confusion, little seeds that grow into chaos if we do not stand watch. But today we are not asleep. No, beloved, we are awake in the spirit, awake in discernment, awake in power. And when we speak, the earth listens, the heavens echo, and darkness flees. This prayer is not merely words, it is a declaration. A divine declaration written not with ink but with fire. When we say, I cancel every evil assignment set against me, we do not say it as beggars hoping to be heard. We say it as sons and daughters of the Most High God. We say it from a place of victory, not desperation. We are not asking for victory. We are standing in it, for the battle was already won on a hill called Calvary. Now we speak as heirs, not prisoners. Every evil assignment, whether it came in through a generational curse, a backhanded word, a hidden agenda, a fake friend, or a demonic plan, must be canceled, not delayed, not postponed. Canceled, erased, voided, returned to sender. This is not a prayer of delay, it is a prayer of deliverance. And let us not be fooled into thinking that evil assignments always come loudly. Sometimes they wear suits and ties. Sometimes they come with sweet smiles and empty flattery. Sometimes they show up in our own thoughts, disguised as self doubt, disguised as procrastination, disguised as fear. But today we are putting every mask to shame. We are calling every lie by its name, and we are commanding it to flee. The Bible says, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It never said the weapon wouldn't form. It said it would not succeed. But you must speak it. You must stand in it. Faith is not passive. Faith is power in motion. So today, speak it with your chest. Declare it with your soul. Now I cancel every evil assignment set against my destiny, against my health, against my family, against my mind, against my mind, against my mind, against my calling. I stand in divine authority. I walk in spiritual confidence. I live under holy protection. Let this not be a whisper. Let it rise up like thunder in the spirit realm. Let your enemies know, both seen and unseen, that you are no longer a passive target. You are a moving flame. You are a child of covenant. You are shielded by the blood, guarded by angels, strengthened by the word, and commissioned by purpose. And oh, my dear friend, don't you dare think you are alone. Heaven backs you. The ancestors whisper strength into your bones. The prayers of your grandmother, your mother, the unseen saints, they wrap around you like armor. You are not isolated. You are insulated in divine promise. When you speak, you align with legions of light. You call heaven into motion. You remind the world and yourself that you are not to be trifled with. This prayer is not just for you, it is for your lineage. It breaks assignments against your children, your grandchildren, and all those who will come after you. You are canceling not just an attack, but a cycle. You are reversing patterns. You are shifting atmospheres. You are cleansing timelines. You are healing what was wounded long before you even arrived. This is legacy work. This is spiritual surgery. This is soul justice. So on August 5th, open your mouth and speak like one who knows who they are. Don't mumble. Don't shrink. Don't tiptoe around the enemy. Walk into your prayer closet like a warrior enters the battlefield with praise on your lips and power in your bones. Let the walls hear it. Let the heavens echo it. Let the earth shake beneath the sound of your holy authority. Say this prayer not in fear but in faith. Say it like Maya Angelou would say it truth. Slow, deep, fierce, undeniable. Say it for yourself. Say it for your bloodline. Say it for the broken pieces of you that have waited to be made whole. Say it because when you speak with heaven's voice, all of hell must fall silent. This is the day we speak. This is the day we cancel every evil assignment and claim our peace, our power once more. There are times in life when storms do not come from the sky, but from the Spirit, sent not to water your garden, but to uproot your soul. And when such storms appear, when the clouds gather around your peace, when the winds howl around your joy, when chaos swirls without an obvious source, that, my dear, is not just misfortune. That is a spiritual assault, an evil assignment hidden behind the veil of daily trouble. But today you will no longer call it coincidence. You will call it what it is and cancel it in the mighty name of God. You see, evil does not always show up with horns and fangs. Sometimes it hides in the voice of a trusted friend who subtly so. Sometimes it arrives in that moment of delay when your breakthrough is inches away. Sometimes it speaks in your own voice, whispering lies about your worth. These are the assignments that aim to distract, derail, and dismantle your divine assignment. And that is why you must not merely pray on August 5. You must command. Understand this truth deep in your bones. You were not born to be broken. You were not formed in your mother's womb just to live a life of quiet defeat. No, child, you were crafted with intention. Heaven took its time with you. You were shaped to rise, to roar, to radiate light. Anything that comes to dim that light is an enemy of your soul. You do not negotiate with it. You do not entertain it. You cancel it. But before cancellation comes recognition. You must learn to see the invisible war around you. Open your spiritual eyes and recognize the traps that were dressed up as opportunities. Recognize the delay that was more than just time. It was a blockade. Recognize the temptation that was more than a desire. It was a distraction from your calling. And once you see it, speak to it, call it out. Cancel it for what you cannot name, you cannot cast out on August 5th. You will not speak like one unsure of their power. You will not whisper timidly, hoping that maybe your voice will count. No. You will speak like one who has walked through fire and came out with ash-covered wisdom. You will speak like one who knows that every setback was secretly a setup. You will speak like one who has cried, bled, fallen, and still rose, because rising is what the anointed do. This prayer is not a bedtime ritual. It is not a gentle conversation. It is a summoning. It is a courtroom decree issued in the heavenly realm. You are declaring to every force, to every shadow, to every curse, to every snare, we will not prosper here. You will not pass. I cancel you. I cancel every agenda that does not come from heaven. Speak it over your life. Say it over your body. Say it over your finances. Say it over your relationships. Don't just hope things change. Declare the change. Don't just wish for peace. Command the peace. The power of life and death is in your tongue. And today your tongue is a sword. Evil assignments often come with a timing so precise they make you question yourself. Just when your confidence was growing, here comes a betrayal. Just when your path was clearing, here comes confusion. Just when you're about to step out, here comes fear in your chest like a hand to hold you back. But hear me, you are no longer scheduled. You are no longer subject to spiritual attacks sent to sabotage your season. Today, the power is yours. You don't need a title to have authority. You don't need a robe or a pulpit. All you need is faith that refuses to bow. All you need is the courage to speak out loud what the enemy hoped you'd keep silent, because silence has never saved a soul. But a single fiery, God-filled sentence can shift the very fabric of your life. When you open your mouth and say, I cancel every evil assignment, you are not just using pretty words. You are activating angels. You are igniting heaven's army. You are commanding that which was once out of order to fall in line. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of your prayer. What you speak today on earth is echoed in eternity. You are shifting timelines. You are stopping generational attacks. You are opening the gate of blessing that evil tried to rush shut. If you feel tired, if you feel like the war has been too long, too heavy, know this. You were born with the victory already written into your blood. You are not weak for being weary. You are strong for still standing. Your strength is not in how loud you roar, but in the fact that you did not quit. And today, as you rise in prayer, heaven counts your endurance as honor. You have passed through fire, and now you come out as gold. So pray on August 5 like the sky depends on it. Pray with rhythm, with soul, with steel in your voice and fire in your eyes. Pray for your future. Pray for the child you used to be. Pray for the person you are becoming. Cancel what needs canceling. Break what needs breaking. Reclaim what needs reclaiming. Because the time is now. The day is here. And you are not ordinary. You are chosen. There is a sacred power that lies dormant in many of us, not because it isn't real, but because we've been taught to silence it, to shrink it, to tame. We've been conditioned to believe that spiritual strength must always look like gentleness, that prayer must always be soft spoken, and that warfare is something distant, fought by saints with titles and robes. But let me tell you, child, there is a battlefield in your daily life, and you, yes, you are called to fight, not with fists, not with rage, but with truth, with discernment, with a voice that knows its power. And on August 5, you are not whispering a bedtime blessing. You are rising in your authority to cancel every trap, every plan, every weapon that has been assigned to your destruction. There's a time for everything under heaven. A time to speak and a time to stay silent, a time to rise and a time to rest, a time to cry and a time to roar. August 5 is not a time to shrink. It is not a time to blend in or bow out. It is not a time to water down your spirit or pacify your power. No, this is the moment to take spiritual ownership over your life. This is the day you say, enough, enough of the chaos, enough of the confusion, enough of the delay, enough of the sabotage sent in silence. Today, you reclaim your voice and command alignment over every part of your life. You were never meant to live as a hostage. You were never created to move through life apologizing for your strength, your gifts, your favor, or your calling. The God who created galaxies did not whisper your name into existence just for you to survive. He breathed life into your bones so you could walk in dominion. And when you walk in dominion, you do not merely ask for peace, you demand it. You don't plead for protection. It moves with quiet authority. It shifts atmospheres without shouting. And today, that power must come from within you. You don't need to see results to know it's working. You don't need an audience to make it official. Your private prayer carries public power if you speak with boldness. Some of the most dangerous assignments sent against your life do not look like danger at all. They look like comfort. They sound like flattery. They feel like good intentions. But what they really are distractions, time wasters, destiny thieves dressed in fine words. These are the invisible chains. They don't rattle, but they hold you just the same. And child, if you don't cancel them, they will quietly cancel you. This prayer you speak on August 5 must expose every hidden hook, every habit disguised as pleasure, every person disguised as purpose, every person disguised as purpose, every voice that does not echo the voice of God. Because when you tolerate what God told you to terminate, you invite defeat into your home, and that is no longer acceptable. Your mind is sacred. Your body is sacred. Your peace is sacred. And so you speak this prayer not from a place of fear, but from a place of holy refusal. I refuse to live below the standard of my calling. I refuse to accept what was not divinely sent. I refuse to allow the shadows of yesterday to darken the door of my tomorrow. Sometimes evil assignments don't break you in an instant. They wear you down slowly, drip by drip, one delay here, one heartbreak there, a few harsh words, a few missed chances, and before long the spark inside you dims. But today that spark must return to flame. You must rekindle your power not by might, but by faith. Faith is not naive. Faith sees the attack, but it refuses to retreat. Faith hears the lie, but it clings to the truth. Faith stands when every voice says sit. And faith, oh yes, real faith, will open doors that your talent never could. And it is with that faith that you will speak this cancellation prayer. Cancel the addiction that keeps showing up in new forms. Cancel the guilt that wraps around your soul like barbed wire. Cancel the delay that's been lingering like a fog over your life. Cancel the relationship that keeps circling back, not with love, but with control. Cancel every evil plan, spoken or unspoken, seen or unseen, generational or recent, local or bull. Cancel it all. Because when you cancel what is not from God, you make room for what is from God. You clear the spiritual clutter. You open divine pathways. You clear the runway for purpose to land. And hear me now, purpose does not land in chaos. Peace must be present, and that's why this prayer matters. You are not just fighting for today. For today, you are preparing a landing strip for your destiny. You are declaring that from this point forward, every relationship you allow, every thought you think, every door you walk through, it must pass through divine alignment. No more guesswork, no more settling, no more almost. You have come too far, cried too hard, survived too much to live beneath your birthright. So stand up straight when you pray. Speak with the confidence of a soul that knows who it belongs to. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. Heaven is not tested. Your prayer is not in vain. You are wrapped in covenant. You are surrounded by angels. And when you speak, something shifts. The earth may not shake, but the spiritual realm moves. Chains break, shadows flee, paths clear, but the light returns. Let your August 5 prayer be a war cry, not a panic, but of power. Let it rise from your belly. Let it echo off your walls. Let it be a sound that darkness cannot drown. Say, I cancel every evil plan, every demonic setup, every spiritual ambush. I cancel it by the blood. I cancel it by the word. I cancel it by the authority I've been given. And I declare, it is done, finished, voided, broken. And when you say, I'm in it, say it like a queen, like a king, like a warrior, like a survivor, like a child of God who knows that no weapon formed can prosper. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. This is not superstition. This is spiritual awareness. When you step into the light of your purpose, there will always be a shadow that tries to follow. The moment you speak light into your life, darkness will attempt to respond. That's why your prayer must be bolder than your fear. Your words must outshine your doubt. In your faith, your faith must become a flame that burns through every lie ever spoken about you. There are evil assignments designed to distract you from your divine path. Some come wrapped in distraction, others in desire, some come as delay, others as discouragement. But no matter how they arrive, their goal is always the same, to make you forget who you are. Because when you forget who you are, you lower your standard. You second guess your calling. You begin to walk small, talk small, live small, but not anymore. On August 5, we say with holy defiance, I remember who I am. I am not confusion. I am not fear. I am not anxiety. I am not brokenness. I am the light of God in motion. I am the breath of the divine in this body. I am the answer to prayers prayed before I was born. And every assignment that comes to tell me otherwise, I cancel it. You cancel the words spoken behind your back. In rooms you've never entered, you cancel the jealousy disguised as friendship. You cancel the bitterness that's tried to follow you from childhood. You cancel the night terrors, the patterns of lack, the familiar pains that show up just when you're about to elevate. You cancel them not in your name, but in the name that is above every name. You see, evil can only operate in silence. It thrives in secrecy and shadows and spaces where we are too afraid to speak. But when you begin to pray with fire, when you begin to declare with clarity, when you begin to call out the thing by its name, you dismantle its power. That's why you must not be timid in this prayer. This is not a time to test the water. This is a time to part it. Stand like Moses at the Red Sea of your past. Look at the waves of everything that try to drown you and say apart. Now, because your destiny is on the other side and no assignment from hell will stop you from reaching it. And what is it that gives this prayer its power? Not volume, not performance, but truth. The truth that you are backed by heaven, that you are not alone, that angels are assigned to your life, that even when the attack seems stronger than you, it is never stronger than the God within you. Oh, don't you see? You've already survived things that were sent to destroy you. You've already made it through nights that were darker than this one. You've already walked through seasons where you didn't know how you would make it. But here you are, breathing, praying, declaring, fighting. That, my dear, is proof that you are more powerful than the enemy believed. But now it's time to fight with intention. It's not enough to survive. It's time to cancel. Cancel what no longer belongs to your future. Cancel what does not reflect your identity in Christ. Cancel what steals your joy in the morning and your peace at night. Cancel the patterns, cancel the pain, cancel the pact your ancestors unknowingly made that's been haunting your bloodline. Because when you pray, something shifts not just in your life, but in your legacy. Your words ripple through time. They reach back into your past and break chains. They stretch forward into your future and build bridges. They touch your children, your community, your world. That's the power of a prayer that cancels evil. It liberates everything connected to you. And do not be surprised if resistance follows. Light irritates darkness. Elevation invites opposition, but stand tall anyway. Stand even when your knees shake. Stand when your voice trembles. Stand when no one else stands with you. Because when you speak with divine authority, every demon must bow, every curse must lift, every assignment must return, unsigned, unfinished, and utterly defeated. So pray, beloved. Speak your truth. Cancel the chaos. On August 5, do not whisper your way through the warfare. Shout until your angels take flight. Walk through your house like a prophet. Touch your doorpost like a priest. Anoint your mirror and remind yourself, I am covered. I am chosen. I am cleansed. I am free. Let your prayer be fire. Let your words be thunder. Let your heart be still. Knowing that when you cancel evil in the spirit, you make room for miracles in the natural. Because the truth is your voice, your prayer, your cry, your declaration is not just about you. It is about every soul connected to your bread, every generation tethered to your name. When you speak words of cancellation against evil, you are not merely resisting an attack in the present. You are redrawing battle lines for the future. You are healing what was broken before you, and you are safeguarding what will rise after you. That, my dear, is legacy. And legacy is not left by wealth or beauty or applause. Legacy is left by spiritual action. On August 5, you will not simply speak to change a moment. You will speak to shift a bloodline. Because somewhere in your family tree, someone bowed to the wrong altar. Someone made a choice under pressure and fear and trauma. Someone opened a door that should have never been cracked. And from that moment, things changed. Cycles began. Pain flowed. Silence settled. And generation after generation, that curse dressed itself as normal, as identity, as personality. But child, what they accepted, you are called to interrupt. You are the curse breaker. You are the one heaven chose to rise. You are the one called to say, no more. No more sickness that follows us like a shadow. No more poverty that clings like a second skin. No more depression disguised as humility. No more relationships that tear instead of build. No more voices in our heads that echo defeat. On August 5, your prayer is a spiritual rebuke, not just against demons, but against patterns. You cancel assignments, yes, but you also cancel agreements. Agreements that were made in desperation. Agreements made in the midnight hour. Agreements made in ignorance, in ritual, in grief. Some of those agreements weren't even made by you. And yet you've been living with the consequences. But there is good news. You are not trapped. You are not too late. You are not too far. With one anointed prayer, with one powerful moment of spoken truth, you can renounce every hidden agreement made in your name. You can revoke every evil invitation, tear up every invisible contract, and close every door that once welcomed darkness into your life. That's the kind of power your voice holds, not because you are perfect, but because you are positioned by heaven, handpicked by God to rise now, not later, chosen to stand while others bow, chosen to speak while others were silent, chosen to break what others accepted. There is something sacred about a person who realizes the full weight of their authority. They pray differently. They pray differently. They no longer beg. They command. They no longer fear. They discern. They no longer react. They respond with wisdom, with calm, with divine certainty. And on August 5, that must be your posture. This is not the prayer of a panicked soul. This is the decree of a priest, the voice of a warrior, the command of a blood-covered child of the king. You're not hoping for peace. You're establishing it. You're not asking for protection. You're enforcing it. Evil assignments don't just fear loud prayers. They fear informed ones. Prayers rooted in the word. Prayers that come from revelation. Prayers that are spoken in alignment with heaven's timing. And child, August 5 is not an ordinary date on the calendar. It is a moment divinely appointed. A moment heaven has circled in red. A moment where heaven says, speak now and I will move. So speak. Speak for your children, even if they aren't born yet. Speak for your marriage, even if it hasn't happened yet. Speak for your dreams, even if they're buried under disappointment. Speak for your healing, even if the doctors still see sickness. Speak for your freedom, even if chains still rattle in your soul. Because your voice reaches where your feet cannot. Your voice creates a future that your eyes haven't yet seen. Your voice, anointed by faith, is a bulldozer in the spirit, clearing paths through resistance, through warfare, through curses. Let this be the prayer. I break every spiritual agreement made without my permission. I cancel every evil contract signed in ignorance or I rebuke every demonic inheritance trying to travel through my name. I declare that I am the interruption in my family cycle. I'm the standard bearer. I am the bloodline warrior. I cover myself, my lineage, my legacy in the blood of Jesus. I revoke, reverse, and release everything that does not belong to me. I walk forward in power, in purpose, in peace. And when you finish that prayer, you sit still for a moment, not in weakness, not in doubt, but in certainty. The kind of stillness that comes from knowing a spiritual earthquake just occurred. The kind of stillness that speaks louder than noise. The kind of stillness that lets every demon know you failed. You see, evil thrives where there is silence and confusion. But when you pray with clarity, when you speak with authority, you send confusion back into the camp of the enemy. They no longer know how to trap you because you're no longer blind. You're no longer passive. You're no longer asleep. Angels draw their swords. The cloud of witnesses claps from eternity because they know you've done what many could not. You've risen. You've canceled what needed to be canceled. And you've declared, ends with me now. Let us speak of divine restoration because after the storm comes the stillness. After the battle comes the rebuilding. After the cancellation of evil comes the restoration of everything it tried to steal. You see, when evil assignments are sent against your life, they're not just meant to hurt. They're meant to rob you of time, to rob you of joy, to rob you of energy, sleep, peace, focus, trust, momentum, identity, and purpose. And many people cancel the attack, but never reclaim what was lost. But not you, beloved. On August 5, you are not just canceling darkness, you are calling back your life. There are things that belong to you, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You were born with gifts marked with your name. You were formed with blessings destined for your path. And the enemy has tried time and time again to distract, delay, and destroy those blessings before they could manifest. Today, you're sending a message to heaven and earth. This is heaven and earth. Yes, every drop of peace, every hour of rest, every broken piece of your confidence, every stolen opportunity, every missed moment, every silenced truth. You want it back? Not in fragments, not in shadows, but in full, in color and joy, and in holy restoration. Because your God does not just cancel the curse, He restores what was broken, He returns what was lost. And more than that, He multiplies, He makes rivers flow in deserts. He gives beauty for ashes. He takes what the enemy meant for evil and spins it into something sacred. But for that restoration to begin, you must open your mouth and call it in. You must declare with boldness and faith, I receive divine restoration. I receive the return of what was lost. I receive the years that were eaten by the locusts. I receive the dreams I buried. I received the laughter I forgot. I received the vision I abandoned. I received the version of me that I was too afraid to become. Let your prayer on August 5 be a reclamation. Let it be a gathering of scattered pieces. Let it be a rebuilding of your territory. You are not just defending your territory. You are replanting your garden. You are restoring what was trampled, what was left, what was overlooked. And as you speak, you will begin to feel a shift, not in the wind, but in your spirit. Because this is a sacred order of things. After cancellation comes compensation. After warfare comes worship. After the fight comes the favor. But here is the truth few will tell you. Restoration doesn't always look the way you expected. It might not come from the person who hurt you. It might not look like the opportunity you thought you lost. It might not show up in the form you've been waiting for. But it will be better. It will be pure. It will be divine. And it will be unmistakably yours. And so you must release expectations and receive revelation. Let go of the idea that your healing has to come in the same way you were hurt. Let go of the belief that your restoration must mirror your loss. It won't. Because God does not copy, He creates. He creates a new thing, a better thing, a holier thing. And when you align with that truth, you stop reaching back and you start looking ahead. Say this: I release the past and I reclaim my. I let go of who hurt me and I embrace who I'm becoming. I cancel every evil assignment and I step into divine restoration. I call back my time, my energy, my mind, my peace. I receive beauty where there was brokenness. I receive joy where there was sorrow. I receive clarity where there was confusion. And I walk forward with holy confidence, knowing that nothing sent to destroy me succeeded. And when you speak these words, don't just say them. Feel them rise up from your belly like thunder. Let them shake every room you stand in. Let them wash over you like a wave, a baptism of restoration. Let them remind your bones that you were never forgotten. Let them remind your spirit that what you lost does not define what you will gain. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not damaged. You are being rebuilt, stronger, wiser, clearer, bolder. This is not just about victory over evil. This is about the return of your light, the rekindling of your soul, the sound of your laughter. Again, the rhythm of your purpose, steady and strong. You are not just a survivor of spiritual war. You are a witness of divine restoration. And restoration is not quiet. It doesn't whisper. It testifies. So let your life be a testimony. Let your healing speak. Let your joy speak louder than your pain ever did. Let your peace be louder than your past. Let your eyes shine like someone who has seen God restore everything the enemy tried to steal. So on August 5, speak with intention, pray with fire, declare with power, declare with power. Cancel the assignment, claim the restoration. And when you rise from that prayer, rise like a phoenix, clothed not in ashes, but in glory. Because you are not finished. You are not lost. You are coming back.